With Culpa Nuestra, we finally got to see the happiness we truly deserved in the Culpa series. But honestly, in a series filled with so much drama, action, and heartbreak, can everything really end with a happy ending? I personally don't think so. So let's take a look at how the events of Culpa Nuestra might give us clues about a fourth movie. Before moving on to the fourth movie, let's first take a look at Culpa Nuestra, because the fourth film might pick up exactly where Culpa Nuestra left off. The movie began with us learning that Nick and Noah had been apart for 4 years, and we saw that their relationship was worse than ever. While Nick was running his company in London and achieving one success after another, Noah still hadn't found a job that suited her and was distracting herself with random work. But thankfully, something happened that helped break the ice between them. That something was Jenna and Lion's wedding, and of course, their witnesses were going to be their close friends, Nick and Noah. Thanks to the wedding, the two got the chance to spend time together after such a long separation, and honestly, from the moment they saw each other, I knew they wouldn't be able to resist one another. And that's exactly what happened. They got back together, but surprisingly, they didn't start a real relationship. Nick said it was a mistake and walked away, breaking Noah's heart all over again. However, this time, Noah didn't destroy herself. She found a good job that suited her and also a wonderful boyfriend, and of course, Nick couldn't handle that. He bought the majority shares of the company where Noah and her boyfriend work, became their boss, and then banned romantic relationships within the company. Truly unbelievable. But while we were following this romantic comedy storyline, something huge happened, and we saw that Nick's mother passed away, and that became a sign for Nick to start fighting for Noah. And another crazy development was definitely finding out that Noah was pregnant. And as soon as Nick found out, he went after her, wanting to help her and the baby, even though he didn't know he was the father. And just when Noah was about to reject Nick again, one of his former employees shot him, and Nick went into a coma. But Nick woke up, reunited with their baby, overcame the danger of Briar and Michael, and finally, they reached that long-awaited happy ending. But does everything really seem complete? You might think there's nothing else left to tell. But we only saw Nick and Noah's lives up until marriage, and honestly, I'm really curious to see what kind of married life this iconic couple will have. That's why Culpa Mia 4 might tell the story of the challenges Nick and Noah will face in their marriage. The early period of their marriage will probably be very happy. After all these years of being apart and now finally being together and with a child to complete their love, I don't think anyone will be able to ruin that happiness. But things might not be so easy for their families. As you know, Nick is the face of his company, and marrying his stepsister will seriously harm the company's image. And considering that they have a baby now, Nick might have to work harder than ever to fix that image. The step-sibling issue might become a headache for Nick and Noah because of their parents. Most likely, Nick's father will pressure him to restore the company's image, and at some point, he might even suggest that Nick separate from Noah. Also, I don't think Noah's mother will be very accepting of this kind of relationship either. Even though the couple will try to face all these challenges together, I don't think even they are truly ready for marriage. Yes, Nick has a stable life and a career, but Noah hasn't really lived her youth yet. She still doesn't have a stable job. And with the responsibility of raising a child on top of that, I think Noah will start feeling unhappy as the marriage goes on. Considering Nick will also have to be away from home for work, the couple's lack of communication and growing unhappiness could become the main theme of the next movie. And the thing that scares me the most is the possibility of one of them realizing that marriage isn't right for them and leaving the other. After all these years and everything they've gone through, seeing it end like that would break my heart. But if we know the Culpa series, we should also remember that it always throws us into the deepest dramas. That's why I think at some point Noah might leave Nick, taking the baby with her. And if she drives in such an emotional state, we might even see her get into a car accident. Nick would definitely rush to the scene to save her. But what if Noah actually dies there and Nick has to raise their son alone? That would definitely be the saddest series finale ever. However, my prediction is that just like how Nick fell into a coma in the third movie, Noah might fall into a coma because of this accident, and that could make Nick realize how much he has neglected Noah and their baby. After this accident, Nick might finally come to his senses, and until Noah recovers and afterward, start putting their marriage above everything else, ignoring the press and his father, even leaving the company behind to build a new life for Noah and their child. A less tragic possibility would be a plot where we don't see any deadly accidents at all, but the couple simply separates. And this time, both struggle while being apart, realizing how hard life is without each other, and eventually come back together, making their family their top priority. A third option would be that after all the years of drama we've watched, the story finally ends with Noah and Nick living a peaceful life with their baby, facing no more problems, and the movie being a pure romantic comedy. Honestly, as a fan of the Culpa series, if I saw a movie like that, I would be over the moon with joy. So what kind of movie would you like Culpa Mia 4 to be? What would excite you the most to see? Let's meet in the comments. Now, let's talk about when we might be able to watch this movie that I'm sure will be amazing no matter what happens. Right now, the film hasn't been confirmed yet, but considering how loved the series is and how every movie breaks records, I feel like the confirmation for the fourth film could come very soon. And if production starts right away, early 2027 seems like a realistic time for us to finally get the fourth movie in the series. So what do you think about the Culpa series? Do you think there should be a fourth movie, or did the series already end perfectly for you? Let's meet in the comments. Meanwhile, if you're curious about what might happen in Season 4 of Bridgerton, check out this video.